Alright guys, so welcome back. So previously we were looking at this question, talking about how science should enforce things which nature doesn't do on its own. So hopefully guys, that question had made a lot of sense. Now guys, we're going to move on to the same paper, question 20. So this question reads, high-profile members of society can raise awareness of worthy causes better than members of the public because they have their opinions listened to and respected more easily by a larger number of people. Celebrities should not be shy about drawing attention to charities and foundations to which they donate their money, their time and money, because it may encourage other people to do the same. It says, which of the following best illustrates um, the principle underlying the above argument? So, guys, pause the video, give yourself just over a minute. Be sure to be back after that, and then we're going to go through the solution. All right, guys. So, firstly, let's draw up a framework as we've done with the previous questions of what basically the structure of this argument is. So, it's basically trying to say you want people to do something, so you want people P to do X, but then these people basically more or less are kind of influenced, controlled, whatever you like, by celebrities or bigger people. I'm just going to call it celebrities or C. So celebrities influence these guys. So to get that done, rather you should get celebrities showing they do it, and then by nature that would push people to do that thing. And in this case, that was charity. But remember, the principles doesn't necessarily have to be based in context as to what's said in the argument. So now let's go through the options. People should value their superiors' opinions on all matters because they have been successful in one or more fields. So this is not really talking about opinion, is it? This is more talking about doing something. For example, giving to charity. So it can't be this one. So if your boss does not commit any virtuous acts, then neither should you. Okay, so again, this is not really talking about if your boss is not doing it. It's talking about something that you should do. For example, give charity here. So it can't be this one. Um, Next one, if you could help someone else by donating your disposable time and money, it will help improve society. It doesn't really link to a higher figure, as it is. It can't be this one. Next, the directors of the company should encourage the employees to recycle more by visibly doing so themselves. This is actually really good because here the C, which is the directors of the company, is basically trying to say that they should do this, right? Which would then lead to the people that they control, i.e., the employees, doing that. But it's not obviously the same cause that charity. This is to do with recycling, but the structure is the same. That's the key thing. So I think this one's the most likely be the answer. But we're going to look at for the last one. Companies with the most employees should be put under pressure to commit to most social change. Again, doesn't really give that structure, of like a higher figure doing something which would influence people lower down. So it can't be this one. So hopefully, guys, you can appreciate that in this case, D is going to be our winner. D is going to be the correct answer. So hopefully, guys, that has made sense. And as always, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, guys. So previously looking at this question, hopefully, guys, that question has made sense, and hopefully these principles, the way you approach these questions, is also making a lot of sense. Now, guys, we're going to move on to the next question. IMAT 2015, and this question is question 15. It says food producers are resisting pressures to reduce still further the levels of salt in their food. Although it's proven that salt intake must be reduced by those with hypertension, there is no evidence that reducing salt intake prevents hypertension. So why would we deprive of the pleasures of salt in food? We certainly need to identify those with hypertension and give them the advice on salt intake, but why should everyone else be deprived of it? Food producers are right to resist the pressure. Which of the following best illustrates the principle underlying the argument above? So guys, pause the video, give yourself just over a minute, be sure to be back after that, and then we can go through the solution. All right, guys, so let's see what's basically trying to be said here. So it's basically more or less saying that, if you lower salt, you more or less are going to lower blood pressure, but it's basically saying that a lot of the people are unhappy with this, right? So if you're basically saying, if you're unhappy with it, you should basically still be allowed to do as you want, basically, which is to have your salt, right? That's basically what it's trying to say. So let's look at the first option. Adding fluoride to drinking water has reduced tooth decay, but fluoride is unwelcome by some people. It said teachers should advise patients with tooth problems on better tooth care. So this is actually quite good, isn't it? Because in this case, saying the fluoride would be like the salt, and tooth care would be like the blood pressure problem. But then it's saying people are unhappy about this, therefore they should still be allowed to do as they want, which is basically have no fluoride, and dentists should explore. But this is quite good. I like this one. B, the requirement to wear seatbelts has reduced deaths in car accidents, but was unpopular when first introduced. People eventually accepted such thing, even if it has not benefited them personally. Yeah, so this is actually like against what we're trying to say here. So it's trying to say if you don't like it, you should reverse the change. Whereas this is saying you should encourage a change. So you can't be this one. Advice to wear sunblock to protect the skin from harmful rays is ignored by some people. Those people should be charged for medical treatment for skin cancer. Definitely not this one. This is completely out of context. The next one, pet smoking is still a problem for people who share a home with a smoker. The law should be extended to make smoking illegal, even in the home. Again, nothing to do with the framework we've done there. Retailers cannot sell alcohol to people under 18, but providing more general advice on alcohol in school would be better, as it would be encouraged, as it will encourage young people to be self-limiting in their consumption of alcohol. So this one kind of gives a gist that it might be about. Hopefully, guys, you can appreciate it's not that, because it's not saying, for example, high alcohol gives you a benefit, gives you this benefit, but people don't like it. That's more given. That vibe is more given with A. So hopefully, you guys can appreciate it won't be this one, and that's why I think here in this case, A would be our winner. A would be the correct answer. So hopefully, guys, that has made sense. And as always, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, guys, so welcome back. So previously, looking at this question, question 15, to do with salt intake, blood pressure, and how some people might not be happy with this and therefore they shouldn't be forced. So hopefully, guys, that question has made sense. Now, guys, we're going to move on to question 18. So it says, undercover police investigators sometimes commit crimes in order to convince the real criminals that they are on the same side as them. Some of these activities have victims, although in the main, these are other criminals, rival gang members, for example. In committing what are technically offences, the officers are preventing many more serious crimes by helping to convict and imprison dangerous criminals who might otherwise remain at liberty. But that is not really the point. A breach of the law is a breach of the law. Whoever commits it, and for whatever reason, preventing a crime does not make it right to commit another crime. Okay, so it says, which one of the following is a general principle underlying the above argument? So, guys, pause the video, give yourself just over a minute, be sure to be back after that, and then we're going to go through the solution. Okay, so welcome back, guys. So this question really gives us a quite simple message. I want to say that if something is bad, it has a particular name. This kind of logic, it will spring into mind. I'll put it in somewhere in the video. But basically, what that theory is basically saying is that if you commit something that is wrong, regardless of whatever you're doing it, if it's for good, if it's for bad, it's bad, full stop. That's basically what it's trying to give over here. So let's look at the option A. An act is criminal only if only committed for criminal reasons. So here saying the act is basically criminal for whatever reasons, it can't be that. Serious crime must be prevented by any measurable means. So clearly not that one. The police have a duty to protect law-abiding citizens from violence. Again, it can't be that one. There is no such thing as a victimless crime. So I guess we could consider this one, but the next one I hope you'd appreciate, guys, is better. So the end is not just, I mean, that's clear what I'm saying, isn't it? So whatever you do, the end product, whatever you're doing at the end of the day, if you're killing people, it's bad, even if it means you save a load of other lives, right? So so hopefully, guys, you can appreciate then that E in this case, I think, would be our winner. E would be the correct answer. The reason why I don't think it would be D, because it's talking about the general principle, but D is very specific to crime, but here it can just be towards anything. That's the general principle. And this is really how these principle questions work. So hopefully, guys, that has made a lot of sense. And as always, we look forward to seeing you in the next video.